Okay, we're recording.
Okay, perfect. So what you see here is earlier I told you you're going to get 2 access codes. The first access code is for your parents on event night. The second access code is for the Family Math Night coordinator, and this is going to bring them into their portal, the coordinator portal, and that's what you see here. Now, this is not the latest version. There's going to be a few additions to that, but this will give you a feel for what it's going to be like. So what happens here is the Family Math Night coordinator will set the event date and time. And I've chosen October 30th, but whenever they want to put their, do the 29th, say that. And then their event start time. And again, it lasts for, it's open for currently seven days.
Okay.
And then they customize their event. So they can choose the name of their elementary school. I wrote in Rockland Elementary. And then we have, when the families enter the event, there are going to be 5 stations for them to choose from. One of them is the What Do You Notice poster. And what this coordinator can do in advance is choose from, I can't remember how many we have here. I think it's like 10 or 15 of them. Choose from the poster that they want participants to reflect on and make a comment on. So we'll just choose this one. And there we go. And this is going to show up inside the virtual event. So the estimation jar announcement. So we do have another station that is the estimation jar, because the estimation jar, as you know, done correctly, is a fabulous math activity. Great problem solving. So we have, after students enter in their estimate, there's going to be an announcement whenever the coordinator chooses for that announcement to happen. It could be the same day, it could be, at the end of the event, however the coordinator wants that to be. And then they would choose that right here. And then all of the resources. So you're going to get your checkoff sheet. This is going to walk your coordinator step by step through what needs to happen right before the event. Let's see if that pulls up. It's taking its time, but there we go. It's just a checkoff sheet, and 2 weeks in advance, just to make sure that everything is done. It's really handy to have those.
It is. It helps a lot.
Yes. And then you've got your flyers, a promotional flyer with or without RSVP, depending on how the school is going to handle recruiting families to do that, and reminder slips and so forth. So it's all there.
Would we be able to modify the flyer to include the STEM Council logo as well too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that. So then the next thing is I'm going to take you into the event. Okay. Now we have this here in test mode for the coordinator, because we really want to give the coordinator the ability to experience what their families are going to experience before their families experience it.
Right.
So they're gonna enter in this test mode on event night. They're gonna uncheck this box, and then they'll be at the actual event. Okay. So we're gonna go into test mode right now. And when I click this button, what's gonna happen is you're going to now see, once your families register for the event and they put in their little access code, the first thing that they see is going to be what we see right here, the guests sign in. So they would type in, I'm just going to put Hodgins here, and I'm going to put my children. They would add their name, they would add their children, and I'm going to add my niece, so we have a girl. Okay, so they've added their children, and then they sign in to the guest book, and then you can see here that that's reflected in the numbers that are now in the guest book. If you click on this throughout the event, it's super fun, because then you get to see all the families start populating this. Cool. and who's attending. Schools will be able to print out at the end of the event the list of all the attendees.
Oh, fun.
That is important to a lot of schools.
Yeah.
So here we go. You talked earlier about the Bitmoji, and so we did that as well. It's very, very popular. So here we go. Here's our classroom. And I'm going to take you through each one of the stations. Here's the what do you notice? And remember, we chose that one poster. And so here it is. And so every screen that you enter, there's a blackboard. And on the blackboard is where your families are going to get the directions. And they're pretty simple. So basically this just says, you know, look at the poster. What do you notice? Click on the notepads on the desk. And then they get to write, say I see dots, and then whoever is submitting that. And then you can see here that you've got one person who has responded to that. And then you can click and you can read and scroll through all the different observations that families have made.
Awesome.
Yeah, super fun. So then let's go back to, okay, so now there's origami. So at every single one of our events, the most popular station is the one where it's crafty, right? It's hands-on, they're doing their building. So we had to include something very hands-on, and we decided on origami because there's so much math in origami. So here you go, here's the blackboard. It gives you the directions. It tells you to choose your level. And as you know, we do things by grade bands. So beginning is K1, intermediate is 2nd, 3rd, and advanced is 4th and 5th. So if I just click on one of these, down comes the screen, up comes the video, and then they can start watching how to make that. I'll just take you part right through it. You can see, there we go. And then we walk them through how to make it, and we tie in a lot of fabulous vocabulary as they're making their project. And then they get to take a picture of it. So they're done, they click over here, who's submitting the picture, you know, and then it has to say, let's see, use your camera, so I'm gonna allow that. Okay, well, I'm not sure why it says that there, because I think I do obviously have a camera on this.
Yeah.
But anyway, they would take a picture of it, and then it would end up here on the bulletin board, and then they can click on it and
That's
see
fun.
the other submissions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it is fun. So then we go back, and now we're going to play games. So these are part of the origami, and the games are in their activity packets. That's what's going to be handed out to families. And so if we click on one of these games, they'll play this with their parent. They'll choose the game that they played and who won that. And this will be kept, it's a score that reflects everybody who's participating. So
and those are the hands-on down below. Those are the games that they'll be receiving, correct?
Those are the games, yes. Yeah, so all they need to do, in fact, let me just show you. Can you see there's one of the packets?
Okay, perfect.
And that you can see clear, and it says clearly on their beginning level. So if you were, so a family will know what level they're in because it will clearly say that on their activity packet.
Great.
And then there's the scavenger hunt. So again, beginning, intermediate, advanced. And they're going to choose their level. And then this takes them up and moving around their house because now they have to look for mathy things in their environment. So an object that can fit inside your shoe. And once they find that, they look for something in the shape of a cylinder. And once they find that, and then so forth. And once they get 5 in a row, then, you know, all the hoopla happens, you know, all the sound and woohoo and all of that. The next thing is the estimation jar. So again, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. And the directions say to choose the jar that reflects their level. And then we've got our jar here. Then there's a referent for them. And then they get to use, this is the bottom of the jar. So they use all those great math problem solving skills to see who gets the closest. And then they get to click on the estimates jar and then put in their estimate. And then you can see how many estimates have been made in the jar. And then earlier I showed you that the coordinator gets to choose when the announcement gets to be made. So then whoever the winner or winners are is revealed then. And then we have this little number grid over here for, you know, mostly the younger kids who need to, it's the beginning level here. There's obviously less in that jar as a scaffolding support should they need that.
Sure.
So, and then this tells them the countdown to, you know, when the winner is going to be revealed. And then right before the reveal on each screen, there will be a reminder that the reveal is going to be in 5 minutes. Head over to the estimation station. What we did is we tried to model what we actually do at our events. We always have a what do you notice, and it's super popular. We always have an estimation jar because there's so much great math that can happen there. We always have a crafty and a game station. So this is how we did it virtually. And so far at our beta schools, it has worked out very well.
Great.
And so this is the event. This is your virtual family math night. We usually typically set it up, and we have been for the beta schools for an hour, and then families come in and out. That said, like we talked about, it can be open. It will be available for 7+ days beyond that.
Oh, that's great.
So there you go.
Awesome.
Get out of that.
Okay, let me go to, I can stop